Hello, everyone. My name is Benjamin Metler. Today I'm going to be presenting the AppArmor and HTTPS in the Windows IIS and Tomcat. So the first recommendation I have of AppArmor is very it's a basic one. It's a no dip Sherlock recommendation, but it's just to be familiar with it. As GI Joe would say, it's knowing is half the battle. Um, the common practice of updating the system before tinkering with the server is essential in making sure your changes won't be affected by outdated systems. Security is also a concern, making sure that you're up to date with the latest patches. So right here we got some sudo apt update, sudo apt upgrade, and then the sudo AA-status. That is important because that also shows a bunch of the other little things that you would want to know in your system. My second recommendation is to have a custom profiles. So creating those is really essential. It's the first step in creating secure and effective environments on a server. Custom profiles allow this admin to designate data accessibility of profiles, ensuring they are within the rules of the server. There is an art in blending security while still being able to allow profiles that need to get data can get that data, but not being such a hindrance in it. So it is art to master. Um, I recommend. Oh, I already skipped ahead. Uh, yeah, so the custom profile configuration allows admins to fine tune that balance. And looking at opening this link, it will pop you up to this, which is a Ubuntu. And I know for me, I'm going to be using this quite a bit. Uh, they have it set up where it's all kinds of it's just a pattern of well, not a pattern. It's more of just how to create it. It's very simple right there. um, the steps to do that and just some guidance in it. And I think Ubuntu has a couple of uh, uh, forums such as that like that will help a lot in creating the servers this for this class. AppArmor continued on to the third recommendation. Uh, the best recommendation for this is enforcing the or utilizing the enforce and the complain modes. This function is within the custom profiles, but it deserves its own focus because it's a key component in creating that split between the server and the profiles. For admins, using the complain mode only detects and logs a profile without taking any action to stop the profile from accessing it. In this case, I would recommend it be applied to profiles used for testing and the creation of new profiles. Um, but the enforcement is a mode you should enable on profiles that you don't desire to have access to any certain information. What it does is detect, like the complaint mode, but it also will prevent that profile from accessing that data. Hence the enforce enforce of it. Um, yeah, so that's what it establishes the server and the from the profile and whatnot. The HTTPS, specific applications that I would use it for is encryption and filtering. So the encryption of data between a device, in our case, would be the profile, and the system, and which would be the AppArmor, works well with this type of application because it ensures it secures real-time conversation with the between the server and the users, um, and so it's able to you can resolve issues a lot sooner and at the moment while still under a layer of protection. The filtering allows for better filtering of network traffic by applying mandatory access control, so MAC systems. Um, this system detects and categorizes profiles within their own set of parameters. And then we have the different categories as we could see. And now looking into Windows IIS. So I split it up into security, application pools, and monitoring slash data collection. So, looking at security, it's offered by Windows IIS. Obviously, it covers a wide range of features such as URL authentication, request filtering, client certification mapping, all contributing to effective data security. And continuing with it is the application pool. Similar to the concept of separation of duties, application pools act as the middleman between the worker processes, and then worker processes. I have a little definition. They separate instances of a program that run concurrently to perform tasks in parallel. Those worker processes relay the request of the applications. Um, this process with a keyword of isolation, that's like a main component of it, mitigates the risk of security breaches and or crashes so that one application doesn't affect the others. Looking at monitoring and data collection, monitoring that occurs with the window IIS provides they provide extend sorry. It extends to detailed accounts of traffic, articulating information such as the IP address, date and time, server information, and request response times. Um, the IIS also offers additional logging options, such as location and placement policy of log rollovers as well. Another side to it, though, is another side of the coin, I would say, is of monitoring is the data collection that happens behind it as well. So it collects data such as website visits, frequently visits, uh, the activity that takes place within those visits, and uh, that way it can be analyzed and you can uh, yeah, just utilize it in that sense as well. So that way it's not like you're blind to what goes on within the server itself. So it's a good component to have. So Tomcat. Um, so I also did security. I did the integration with Windows, and I did the efficiency of Tomcat because those are as the three points to go over for Tomcat because it's well, I'll go into it. Security compared to normal Apache, Tomcat goes a step further in what it provides. It's a foundation of logic-based support. Um, an example I heard from someone that was explaining it on YouTube was instead of Apache, which is like the base software, it just does the numbers and say you want to see a video, it puts the videos up and all that. It does like the basic stuff, right? Tomcat goes a step further, and because it's in the JavaScript, it connects the server and the application through the Java application, um, and it almost does more logic stuff. So it's like playing, rock paper scissors and stuff like that, where it's like a little bit more processing is done versus just calculating numbers in a sense. Um, so in doing that, they provide a secure session management. So such as this goes into like the hijack attacks. So it is very focused on mitigating those issues in their security side. Uh, it's integrated with Windows. Tomcat supports AppArmor, providing additional security features like the Windows IIS with additional pooling, application pooling. So it's similar in how they approach how Windows approaches it with the application pooling. But unlike IIS, Tomcat can provide a server mesh or a IPA gateway that can be enforced. That can enforce the rules as well. Um, the I'm sorry about that. Efficiency and resourcefulness. As brought up in the security section, Tomcat is a logic-based supporter with the extra extent of what it can, being useful and resourceful in that sense is, um, yeah, just a logic-based. Uh, it operates a clean footprint by effectively utilizing little processing power, so it tries to mitigate the amount of work that it does, but still provides the same amount of acknowledgement of that work. I'm not sure if that makes sense. To me, it makes sense because it's just like, okay, well, it's just being a lot more efficient. So, um, yeah, there's Tomcat, and that's, I think, yep, that's citations. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.